Welcome to Music Over Matter. Today we are counting down our favorite album rollouts of all time. Of course, we are new age hip hop. So there are some that we either weren't alive for, period, or that we weren't conscious enough to understand. One of those, honorable mention on our list, is going to be 50 versus Ye. Of course, this is one of the most iconic hip hop rollouts ever, but I was 5 years old during that time. So I do not remember 50 versus Ye at all. So that's why it's an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Some of these rollouts are specific albums. Some of them are just a style of rollout.
Number 10, we have Her Loss, rollout by Drake and 21 Savage. This one was kind of crazy because it was sort of a surprise because it wasn't a really large rollout for it. All we got was a Jimmy Cooks music video, and then at the end, it said a release date for their collab album.
So for this one, we picked Her Loss because this is the most recent version of it. And I can't remember any other times this happened, but it's got to happen at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, this style of rollout, you hint at another album using music that already exists.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Coming in at number 9, we have the rollouts for the Wyoming projects from Kanye. I think this one was super cool just because, like, going into it, you know, okay, we're about to have 5 weeks of Ye back to back. He worked on them at the same time period. We had photos come out from it. And it was just like this aura of a time in history almost.
Yeah.
Breezing through the list so that we can get to the top boys. Those are the good ones. So
we'll explain those a lot more.
yeah. Number 8 is kind of off the Wyoming projects, actually. The style of rollout of segmented drops.
Yeah.
Such as Good Fridays, leading up to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Taboo. Like dropping each of the EPs, discs separately. Segmented drops rarely happen because it is very risky, but I think it's super cool.
Yeah, with Good Fridays. I mean, of course, I don't remember it now because it was like 2010 or 2009. But looking back at it, you just got singles after singles. Every Friday, some of them didn't make the album, but some of them you did. Like you got Devil in a New Dress early. That's the one I can just think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But also with Good Fridays, it was becoming that internet age that we have now, where you can just drop a single every single Friday.
Yeah. Where before you couldn't. So now it's kind of a possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, segmented drops rarely happen.
It is especially Taboo was extremely risky.
Very risky. Turned out well, though. The best type of album rollout is unique album rollouts. Speaking of drops that rarely happen, or rollouts that rarely happen, number 7 is surprise drops. Complete surprise drops. The thing is with surprise drops, they're the top artists in the world. If you are anywhere lower than like top 20 artists in the world, you cannot surprise drop. It just doesn't work. So that being said, Eminem's recent surprise drops, notably Kamikaze, because no one knew it was coming. I don't think I saw any discourse about Eminem possibly releasing an album. Music to Be Murdered By both had surprise drops, but there was a little bit of talk that Eminem was working on an album.
Yeah. Music to Be Murdered By Side B, we heard a lot more.
Yeah.
Didn't we get a early track list pretty much?
Yeah, there was basically an early track list leaked.
Yeah.
But Kamikaze's was a complete surprise, and those are the drops I love. Waking up, like at the time we were in school when Kamikaze dropped, so like we went to bed the night before, had no idea it dropped. I wake up and there's a notification that Eminem dropped an album.
Yeah.
Like that was insane to me. So yeah, surprise drops are always welcome, but they rarely happen because you have to be one of the top artists in the world. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button for us for more hip-hop lists and shenanigans.
You'll find a new word.
True. Moving on to number 6, Tyler, the Creator dropping style.
Okay.
By that we mean no BS.
Yeah, he doesn't waste time.
Some album rollouts are complete BS. Some of them we're getting to in a bit. They were good rollouts, but kind of filled with BS. Tyler's, no BS. Album's already done. He announces it with like a short film or something, or a snippet, drops a couple other snippets here and there, but the album's been done. And then he just drops it on time. No issues. That's the type of rollout more artists need to fucking do.
Like Igor, he just dropped, I think it was first Igor's theme he dropped, like a short snippet of it, and then What's Good, I forget what was after that. Boys a Gun, I think. And then we just got the full album right after. Call Me If You Get Lost. He had that short film that kind of showed what the album was going to be about. I forget what the title of the YouTube video is called, but it's them kissing on a car or whatever. and then Lumberjack as a single, and then album's out.
Exactly, yeah. It's just that dropping style is always appreciated. Yeah. Not over the top, nothing crazy.
And number 5, we have T-Lop. Kind of crazy because he was just on Twitter releasing title of the album. So it was So Help Me God, and then he changed it to Swish. People knew he was working on an album. Of course, Kanye's always working on music. But the big thing is Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Was showing pretty much the album was completed, even though it wasn't.
Of course. Per Kanye's usual.
Looking back on it, and you see everyone.
Yeah, I mean, the pictures from Madison Square Garden show are some of the most iconic photos in
Cudi,
culture.
Yeah, Cudi next to Kanye, next to Travis, next to Mike Dean, next to Pusha T.
Yeah.
Yachty is up on the stage showing off like Yeezy clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then, of course, after the album releases, it's a complete shit show. Also, per the Kanye usual.
Yeah, it was only released...
I'ma fix wolves.
Yeah, it was only on Tidal at first, and then it became, I think, one of the most pirated albums of all time.
Probably.
And then it got released on normal streaming later on.
Yeah, and then adding St. Pablo
Yeah.
after one of the best Kanye songs, period. So, yeah, the T-Lop rollout is a complete shit show, but it's iconic.
It was so amazing,
we got to have it on the list.
Yeah.
Number 4 is ASTROWORLD, specifically, but with similar dropping styles around it. There was the inflatables around the country. And then, but more than anything, it was the weight. It was just so much hype around ASTROWORLD. And what we mean by other styles like it, for example, CLB, Certified Lover Boy by Drake, had like billboards that people have to find. The same way you had to find the inflatables. Again, you have to be a massive artist to do something like this.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money.
1, 2, people, you have to have fans in every city that will see it and be like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
It's not like some like random shit.
I love just like what is Utopia is doing right now, because we're pre-recording.
We're pre-recording, yeah.
Okay.
So Utopia isn't out yet.
But I love how they bring the album into the real world. Like having inflatables or billboards is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I love people finding things.
Having the public get invested basically into it is so cool.
And for number 3, we have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick. This is the most recent album rollout that we've gotten that I truly fully enjoyed. It was very simple, but it did a lot. I think it was Kendrick, he tweeted out just the OK Llama website link.
Yep.
And all what it was a folder with new thoughts. And it was just talking about how, you know, how he's been feeling. He's working on music. Something's coming soon. Again,
getting the public invested or, you know, something to look for.
Yeah. After that, we got, forget what we got.
I don't remember the exact timeline, but the update consistently was updated with new stuff, like the letter saying the release date.
Yeah, it was, I think the craziest part about it was checking the website constantly. Like every single day, I would go on the website once or twice to see if there's anything new on there. There was that one folder actually where there was that one part of the website, there was tons of folders and people were like searching through things and like the code and inspect element and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Later on, we got the, it was the black folder, I believe. I don't remember what color it was, whatever. And it was him holding the book with 2 discs, and we're like, okay, double album.
Yeah.
And then we got the folder that said releasing May 13th.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. And with that, it was quote tweeting SK.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
Yeah. Quote tweeting SK is insane, especially for Kendrick, someone who is like historically known to not be on social media and stuff. And then he quote tweets SK. What's also just insane for me personally about that was just during the pandemic, seeing the photo of Kendrick doing the N95 music video.
Oh yeah.
But you had no idea what it was at the time.
And him at,
you're like, oh, Kendrick's doing a music video, so which means he's dropping soon, which he wasn't. But you know, it was just like once that started getting announced, it all started clicking. Like, oh, that picture we saw over 2 years ago actually meant something. Moving on to number 2, probably no, I agree. This is 2.
Okay.
Actually, After Hours by The Weeknd. Actually had the entire listening world by the chokehold. Everybody was looking at those After Hours like short films and stuff. The entire character. Again, bringing it to the real world.
That's another thing I like is character.
Yeah.
Like bringing a character to the real world.
Of course, every album doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
But After Hours did, and The Weeknd absolutely killed it in terms of the album rollout leading up to the album. That scene of him in the elevator is just insane still.
I think another one that you can relate the After Hours rollout to is Because the Internet by Childish Gambino, where on interviews, publishing and stuff like that, he wore something different and he acted more dark than he normally does on interviews and stuff like that. Because he was in a character, I think it was called The Boy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
God damn it, I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither. I don't remember that rollout too well. Playing a character is a big thing.
I literally remember when The Weeknd dropped the short film, the after-hour short film. He's walking through the hallway, smiling, and then it goes dark, and then he comes out the other side like pissed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
The rollout for After Hours was unreal.
And the singles were also really good.
Yeah.
It was like Heartless. It wasn't as big, I don't think, but then Blinding Lights literally became the most streamed song of all time.
Blinding Lights is the one that had the biggest drop ever.
Yeah.
Peaked at like number 2 when it dropped, and then dropped to like 35 or something. It was the biggest drop ever with a song.
Yeah.
And then when the album comes out, it becomes the most streamed song ever.
Yeah. Which that was like a big part of the rollout, because you couldn't stop hearing that song. It was a good, popular song, which we don't get that often.
Yeah. Of course, when the title track came out with the album cover on it, you're like, holy shit. Because that's one of the hardest album covers in recent times, for sure. And number 1, as if there was any doubt in anyone's mind, it was the Dondas. We're including 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about 1 more, because 2 was kind of a shit show.
2 was a shit show, but I think 2 had the best potential.
We can talk even earlier about Donda. I mean, 2020 or 2021. Yeah, 2020, where Kanye capped like he normally does.
But geez, what is wrong with this guy?
Giving us a track list saying it's releasing this day, never does.
Yeah.
But then I'm kind of glad it didn't, because what we got later on. I remember there being like, yo, Kanye's doing a listening party in Vegas.
Yep, I remember that.
And they're like, yo, wait, he's actually doing a show, and we thought it was private, but people found the location, and people are actually showing up.
Yeah.
And you're starting to hear songs that people sneak their phone into. You heard an early version of Praise God. You're like, holy shit, that's fucking Baby Keem.
Baby Keem, yeah, I remember that.
And then,
holy shit.
And then after that, we got some of the best rollouts ever. LP1. LP2 is the one I really remember.
Oh, yeah, LP2 is where, like, Hurricane with The Weeknd, like, dude, I will never forget the feeling of hearing The Weeknd on Hurricane. That was insane.
We were so hyped. That was. I still remember. I still have it in my brain. How I
remember going on social media when that happened. Like personal people I know in real life were posting on their stories like, "Holy shit, The Weeknd's on Hurricane,
dude!"
Like everyone was.
It was such a big deal.
Everyone was watching the listening parties.
Yeah. And then LP3 was a shit show too. It showed pretty much the finished album.
Yeah, the finished album.
But Jay-Z taking off for DaBaby. I think Cudi was removed off Remote Control on that last one.
I don't even remember them in order. Because we ended up getting all of the songs anyways.
Yeah.
Between multiple drops of Donda, because Kanye can't make up his mind about shit ever.
Yeah, and then we got... I think it was on Sunday. Just Sunday morning. At like 6 o'clock in the morning, we actually got the album, because it didn't drop that Friday.
Yeah, which is even weirder. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Donda had the best rollout of all time and the worst. It was a complete shit show for literal months. Every single day, I was waking up checking if he dropped. Yeah. Every day.
Because he literally could have dropped randomly, which he did on Sunday morning.
He ended up dropping randomly. So, yeah, Kanye can't make up his mind. But I think Donda is the best memories for a rollout. Even if it did also have some of the worst moments ever.
What was it? I mean, LP1 had so many... Not so many. There was a few songs on it that we didn't get till later on, or we never got.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's South Carolina or North Carolina.
Oh.
I forget. Whatever. It had Pusha T on it.
Yep.
Banging. Love that song. Never got it.
Yeah.
And then I think LP2, we got Never Abandon Your Family. No, I think LP1, we got Life of the Party. LP2, we got Never Abandon Your Family, which came later on the deluxe. And then he pulled some bullshit with the cover, too.
Yeah. God damn it, Kanye. Kanye and Tyler, the Creator, drops are the exact opposite.
Even though they're very similar artists artistically.
And they both know each other like very well. It's like, bro, god damn it. Let us know your favorite album rollout in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.